fly away. Fly away with me, it's time to fly away. Fly away. His blood set me free, it's time to fly away. Fly away.
Kine live. This is episode 4. It's May 5th, Cinco De Mayo. I'm Kuiper Guerrero, your host. And with me always is my man. He's the analyst. He'll bring you some knowledge. Peter Freeline Mel. How you doing, Pete?
I'm good, Kaipo, and you on this lovely day. I love the horns. We're here. I'm mellow.
Yeah,
I'm mellow today.
Okay, you can be as mellow as you want, but I'm hyped. I'm hyped. You know why I'm hyped, Pete? Because today is a historic day. Today is Cinco de Mayo, which is falling on Taco Tuesday, all during a global pandemic named after a Mexican beer. Put all those ingredients together, bro. Big day. Big day.
And one of Barney's, the late Barney Barron, one of his favorite holidays of all time. So big shout out to Barney Barron, as we always remember him on Cinco de Barney.
It is Cinco de Barney, and
he didn't mind the tequila.
Hey, we're going to get into tequila a little bit later on in this show. We got good stuff for you in this show. But first, we're going to take a look at some nature, Peter, and a natural phenomena that has been happening in Southern California. I don't know if it made it all the way up to Northern California, but the red tide came in and we had some glowing waves.
It is pretty darn cool. You know, during the day, the ocean is probably one of the toughest to look at. It's brown, right? And then all of a sudden at night, it turns into this. So it's just it's crazy what Earth can do to create something like this. I mean, literally, if you walk down there in the middle of the day, you'd go, ew, it's all brown. Why? And then sure enough, at night, bang, turns into this.
Beautiful photos, images for us from Brady Lawrence, B-Law Productions, giving us, how's that glow? Off the 101, Pete.
Yeah, that's a little long exposure shot. You can see the cars driving by, and it's a beautiful picture. Good job.
I love it. I think that was a very, very special thing. Little video of the glowing waves. Have you ever surfed at night in a red tide situation, Peter?
Not to this level, no. I've been in a situation with that kind of glowy. But this is special. This was definitely a phenomenon that was beyond what I've ever seen before.
Yeah, I've actually had a couple of really, really cool ones, including I had to surf at night in the glowing dinoflagellates, the photoplankton, you know what I mean, that make everything happen out there. I had a date with at that time, my girlfriend that I was dating, who is now my wife. We went for a nighttime surf. I didn't plan it that way. It just happened that way. And I looked like a hero. It was pretty cool.
You just went out there and all of a sudden that is a connection, Kaipo. You should take that one. Keep her.
Well, you know what, Pete? The world gives us good stuff, and then sometimes like nature's kind of giving us a little bit of like challenges too. I mean, we got murder hornets got released on the U.S. and
released
and tiger mosquitoes have been reported in France, but we'll probably get to that in episode number 5. We'll do more research on that. But I want to keep on talking about good things. It's a hard time right now, and but the communities have been coming together, Peter.
Yes, they have. Have you been getting in the water, Kaipo? You getting to surf in?
You know what I've been rediscovering? It's been pretty small here. I've been rediscovering paddling. So I've been actually back with the paddle. I'm pretty stoked on it. It actually feels good, bro. Like, cause I go like way out to sea, nobody around, and it's been really, really, really cool. But some cool stuff
spiritual connection, huh, Kaipo? That little spiritual mana. Good boy. Good boy.
Thanks, man. Try my best. But you know who's got some mana? And these guys have been doing a great job over here in Hawaii. Everyone Hawaii, it has been a group of people that got a bunch of face masks. And so it's mandatory for us to wear face masks outside, and especially if you're going into like the grocery store or anything, stores won't let you in without the face mask. And so this group has been giving out face masks in different locations in the island. Kai Garcia, Kai Borg and crew, they gave out some in Haleiwa. And then, of course, Big Kimo, Kanaka Solution, he was giving some out on the Waianae coast over there, him and Bubba, and Yancy Maderos, another Hawaiian hammer, and just handing out the face masks. It's been a community effort. And so great job when I see the community pulling together, Pete.
Oh, that is it. Horns, come on, couple horns for that one.
Couple horns. Let's get the horns up.
Bring it on. There it is.
They get 3 horns. You know what I mean? And this is great, great stuff. And it's a fun show. Oh no, that's okay. I got to call in to Seth Moniz and Tammy Moniz, and they were helping distribute some of these face masks. They were doing it at the Hawaii Kai boat ramp. Let's take a look at the call-in over there with the Monizes. We're calling in. This is Any Kind Live. It's a fun show, and I just wanted to tell people what you're doing. Any Kind Live, Kaipo Guerrero. It's a new YouTube channel, and this is the Any Kind phone-in right now. It's real. We got Seth Moniz. Seth, you're in Hawaii Kai. You guys are handing out masks. Can you tell us what you're doing a little bit?
Yeah, we're just out here with everyone, the nonprofit, and we're handing out masks, around 8,000 to 10,000 masks, all free of charge. And yeah, it's been a great day so far. We've probably handed out about a few thousand so far, and gonna be here till the end of like around 2 p.m.
All right, let's give it up for the Moniz family, as well as Zach Noyle and crew, giving out masks to people absolutely free, 90 free. Seth, what else have you been up to? What else have you been up to, my man?
Not much at all. I mean, luckily we can still surf, so surfing a little bit and trying to stay healthy, stay busy, but honestly been really mellow. Kind of nice to just lay low and do things I've done when I was a little kid, like fishing and diving every day and stuff like that. It's been fun.
All right. Well, how's the social distancing been at Pipeline, though? We've had a couple of good swells. How's the social distancing over there in the Pipeline lineup?
It's pretty radical. I surfed like a couple sessions and it's packed, but I don't know. It's kind of glad there's no more waves anymore because there's like 400 guys out there, so it's probably not the best social distancing.
All right. And then lastly, Seth, I'm going to let you get back to giving out masks, but a little guess on when do you think we're going to get going again on the championship tour? It's going to be your sophomore year on the championship tour. Your guess?
I mean, I hope as soon as possible, but I can honestly say I highly doubt that we'll run this year from what I've heard and I mean, from what is going on, but you never know. Hopefully they at least run the Pipe Masters or something like that, maybe chokes, maybe it's just a few selected events, but
100%. I agree with you. I think we can social distance in Tahiti, no problem. I think the Triple Crown, we should be ready by the Triple Crown. And I also think, Seth, that we can go to the surf ranch and really practice some clean social distancing there at the surf ranch. So that's what I'm hoping for. I'm not an official. I'm just a worker in the cause. You're a worker today handing out masks. Thank you for everything, Seth. Thank you for the catch-up and the Any Kind call. We'll see you later. Seth Moniz. There you go. Seth Moniz doing a great job out there. And it's actually been, Peter, it's been something that's been happening not just on all shores of Oahu, but throughout the Hawaiian Islands. So it's been really cool to see the community come together.
Yeah, we saw Ian Walsh and the boys over there giving out some Kailani in Maui. So I know that it has been going in around. We haven't had any giveaways here, but I think that most people have custom masks, just like you saw there from Seth. He had a pretty cool looking mask.
Yeah. Well, another thing, Nick, we got some audio up here right now. We're getting kind of Any Kind. But another thing that's been happening here in Hawaii, where we have about a third of our population unemployed right now. And so food distribution has been a big thing. Wow. And again, people are coming together and they're making it happen. And it's happening again, multiple locations where we're having food distribution to everybody. And the one thing I want you to notice, Pete, so we went from the lowest unemployment rate in the nation to the highest. We are at 33%, I think, or 30% unemployed right now. And you'll notice the people who are picking up this food, these are nice cars. These are people who have mortgages and houses and car payments and all this stuff, but they're just looking to get meals. But it's really nice to see when everybody comes together.
That's the community right there. And we all need to eat.
It's going to continue. And we can do that anywhere you are. The easiest way is to just support your local food bank in these times. And so if you have extra and you can help out your fellow citizen, go ahead and do so. And there's everyone can do their own part in each of their communities.
That, and stay safe. You don't want to be a spreader.
We don't want to be a spreader. Don't be a YOLOer either, okay? We've been making that announcement every single time. Stop with the YOLOing, okay?
Everyone. Serious when you get really close to the camera. You got to listen to me. Right up there.
Yeah, just stay at home. There's so much, you know what? There's so much entertainment. You can check out YouTube and see stuff like this. Watch Uncle Derek right here. What's going on?
Right there. I want to see that still. Oops. Any Kind live.
We hit a commercial.
It's the best. Right there. That still. When he's just arched in the pit. That would be sick.
It's been
how old is he? 55? Derek?
Yeah, Derek's got to be 55. Easy.
Yeah. And just beautiful. And out there, and it's heavy. That's heavy pipe. No worries.
Yeah.
I think his knowledge of which waves to take, there's ones that you can push a little bit, and then there's ones that you can cruise in. And he can get any wave he wants, right?
Pretty much. I mean, it's nice that there's still a hierarchy out there. This guy gets a lot of waves as well. Mason Ho. Some exceptional backhand tube riding, Peter.
Oh, dude, he just keeps pumping out the edits. They're all entertaining. Whatever board he's riding, doesn't matter. How's the edit that he put out from the Brazilian island, Fernando de Noronha, when he was just riding backwash and it was so crazy. How good is that? You know what I'm talking about?
I love that. Yeah, I saw it with all the backwash waves. There's a wedge into a wedge, all kinds of stuff going on. And there was so much refraction from everything going on over there.
Good job.
Yeah, I got my background back up. It's Any Kind, bro, like I told you. So, more stuff happening in Hawaii. Our 4-time world champ, Carissa Moore. This Thursday, May 7th, she's going to be dropping her biopic called RIS. And this should be epic. It's her journey from 2019, Peter.
Epic to a world title. So obviously ended on a very, very good note. And she's been ripping all year long. But to have the finish, and then she was actually talking about retiring, and then she showed up in Oz.
All right. I like the soundtrack, too. That was kind of cool. All right.
Risk.
More happen. Risk. So that's Risk.
Coming to a screen
Thursday, May 7th. And there's different screenings in different areas. You can check out all the information on Carissa Moore's Instagram page. Sunday, we had fun, Peter. Did we have fun or what? It's all about keeping in touch with friends.
You had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun, too. You had another half hour of extra fun.
We had a virtual happy hour with the 89 world champ, Pottz. And I'm going to call this Shots with Pottz. Let's check it out.
What kind of work is this, you two?
You're in the man cave.
This is it's kind of the office, but there's obviously a tribute to the Bells and the world title.
Oh,
I love it.
So
You guys did well there. That's a great
uh,
backdrop.
and I'm not panicking either. Don't panic.
we got used to traveling around the world, but then it stopped. But it's not going to keep us from having Shots with Pottz. Thank you for joining us, Martin Potter. And you know what?
Yeah, boys. Typo Pete, how you guys going?
We're going
Real
good.
good,
We're just
Pottz.
having fun on Any Kind. This is going to be for episode number 4 of Any Kind Live. And so, Pottz, shot number 1, mate. Because, welcome.
Shot number 1. I'm already ready
Okay.
to go.
You ready? Okay, you got it? Is yours poured?
I got it. Mine's poured.
Okay.
Yep, ready to go.
All right. Cheers, brother. Here we
Cheers,
go.
brother. Miss you guys.
Miss you too.
Ah. Ah.
Oh,
So we miss
smooth
you,
as water.
Pottz. We miss you, Pottz. What have you been up to? What's been going on at home? I mean, it's a nice time at home.
I think I've just broken all records of time at home in one period. You know. I'm actually waiting for my wife and kids to kill me because I haven't spent this long at home, and I think that's why we've been together so long, because I'm never home, right?
Hey, look, it's a theme that I think all families are sharing right now is everyone at home. But I think the positive side of it is that we're getting more time at home with our family and our pets. You know?
Mate, I love it. You know, it's obviously there's some scary stuff going on around the world, and people are in dire straits, and people are losing jobs and stuff. But for me, I've kind of embraced the time at home. You know, there's almost a silver lining. You know, a lot more time with the family. You know, reconnected with Jack again. He's been out and about as a teenager, and now we've kind of reeled him back in. And yeah, it's been good. You know, we've just had a lot of good food, just training, surfing. I miss my golf. I think that's about the only thing sport-wise, but obviously miss the job, you know, miss being out there in the world with you guys.
Yeah, we miss it too. But hey, I'm going to give three horns for little Mrs. Pottz, because I've been seeing on social media, she has been a whiz in the kitchen. I know you're a good cook, but Katie's been doing a great job feeding the family.
Yeah, she has. You know, I'm more the meat and potatoes kind of cooking. Katie's been doing more the vegan style. So I've been eating a lot of healthy stuff. Trying to stay away from the alcohol, the red meat. Dropped a few kilos, so I'm feeling lighter in the water. So yeah, it's good, mate. It's a good change. But yeah, she taught me how to cook.
Right. Okay. Well, you know what? I'm going to give up another. There's another one, because this is for your wife is Katie. My wife
And your
is
wife is
Katie.
Katie.
And
Yeah.
so we're going to give.
My
This
wife
is a
is Tara.
salute. And Tom,
Your wife is Tara, Pete.
this is a
Yes.
this is a salute
This is why I
to
drink water.
our wonderful wives. Okay, there we go.
Here we go.
Wonderful
Absolutely.
wives. I
Cheers.
like that.
Oh,
Nice.
all right.
Oh,
Woohoo! So, as a side note for everyone watching this segment, is Peter is completely sober, and he's kind of like the referee for Shots with Pottz, if you will. So,
Okay, drink another one. One
Pete,
more.
no, Pete, how long
One
have you
more.
been sober? How long have you been sober,
Try to have at
Pete?
least-
I'll be, no alcohol for 11 years.
11
Wow.
years.
So yes.
11 years. And Pottz, I'm going to slow down,
But it's
but I
not about
got to
me,
give
guys.
up.
Yeah, one more.
This is to Peter.
Holy. Okay.
11 years.
And I will vouch for Katie and Potts' cooking. Kaipo, I have not quite had your cooking yet, but I'll definitely say that I miss Potts' cooking immensely.
All right. Well,
Don't worry,
hey,
we'll get back to it, brother. We'll get back to it.
here's to your health, Pete.
Here
Cheers.
we go,
Thank
Pete.
you.
Oh,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
all right. Oh, now that we're all lubed up, we can talk about
Wow.
Wow, exactly. I miss you, brother. I miss you, man. You know,
Yeah.
here's the thing. I want to go off and just say it's been really great for me these last 4 years being able to travel with Pottz. He's a living encyclopedia of surfing, and anywhere you go, he knows exactly what's going on over there. But more than that, Pottz is a gentleman, and I'm a little rough around the edges, and so he's corrected me more than once on my manners.
come on.
So he's a great friend. What do you think?
He's a
What do you think's
gentleman,
happening with it? What do you think about what's going on in the surfing world, Pottz? The WSL announced last week that 2021 is going to look a little bit different. They're going to have the qualifying series at the beginning of the year, and then out of that qualifying series, they're going to start the championship tour. You know, about 2/3 way through the year. What do you think about that new plan for 2021?
Yeah, I like it. I think, surfing needed a bit of a change. I think, we're sort of almost plateaued. And I think that whole thing of what happened last year with number 1 and number 2 in the world going for the title in the last heat of the last event of the year, I think that kind of really resonated with the WSL, and I think they've tweaked it, and I think that's kind of what they're going to be looking forward to. We want to see the best guys surf against the best and have to take down, 1 and 2 have to take down each other to win that world title. I mean, you don't win a boxing world championship by defeating everyone else but the champ. So for me, you've got to beat the champ, and I think that's what they're looking forward to, and I think it's going to be good. I think change is good. We need something at this stage, and if that's the way they're going, let's see how it goes.
Yeah, I like it too. I'm all for the change.
What do you think, Pete?
I'm all for it. I'm just wondering how this year, what happens with this year. I mean, is it come down to one event, or is it, what that question mark for me is the biggest one. I love the changes for 2021. I think that it's a good way to see a full year play out with the QS, and it gives some more investment into the QS too. And it'll be entertaining. I'd love to know what the events will be, and I think there's a lot that kind of has to unroll and roll out, but I do like the idea behind it.
Yeah, and we can all
what's
take
going to
it.
happen?
Let's take
What's
a
going to
guess.
happen with
Let's take.
the rookies? I mean, Jack Robinson, for example, worked his ass off for how many years, and he finally made the tour. And now, what's going to happen with his rookie season? Is he going to be able to accomplish that rookie of the year thing that the guys in the past have? So there's some weird things happening and a lot of questions that need to be answered, but we just got to wait and see, I suppose.
Yeah, I think. It's a fluid
Exactly
situation.
Patience.
But hey, look at bright side of things. It seems to me things are improving. Are things improving as far as we look at this Chinese virus over in Australia? Are things improving in Australia, Pottz?
They are improving, Kaipo. We've had very few deaths. We lost more people last year from influenza. I mean, not influenza, but we had a really bad strain of flu last year in Australia. I think about 15,000 people died. So we lost more people there than with the coronavirus. So we got on top of it very quickly. We shut things down quickly so it didn't spread. And I think we spent 45, 50 days so far in lockdown and very limited leaving the house only to get groceries and supplies and maybe the odd surf just over the backyard. So we've been pretty much our part to try and keep that curve, flatten that curve out. And I hope everyone else has been doing the same thing, but whether or not that's going to equate to us orders earlier or not, I don't know. I mean, for us, for me, the whole thing is when do we get back to our job? Because it involves international travel to America, to Europe, to places that have been absolutely hammered. So it's going to be weird. The next couple of months will tell what's going to happen for us. At the moment, we're not going anywhere.
Yeah, we're not going anywhere, and you're right, Pottz. We'll see how it plays out. Although I do have to give accolades to the WSL in that they've been pushing out some new content, as well as taking a look back at the past, at some of the stuff out of the vault. So that's been kind of cool.
Your favorite airbrush behind you, which is?
I've got a soft spot for the green and yellow because that was like the first original iconic one. I remember sitting at school drawing some designs in a little book, and that was the one that sort of stood out more than any of the others. So, then the bullseye and the little jagged one. I mean, they're all kind of got their own little time in history with me, but the one that really started off the whole spray was the green and yellow jagged one. Yeah.
So, and Pottz, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that spray was Gavin Hasegawa might have done that spray for you. The green and yellow one.
Yep. It was on a Glen Pang. It was on a Glen Pang 5.9 twin fin that I rode at Backdoor one day with Dane. He told me we're riding twin fins today, and it was like 6 to 8 foot, and I was riding a 5.9 twin fin by 19 inches wide, and I was shitting myself. But the board went so freaking good. Both of us had this like weird light bulb moment of, before we're riding 6.8s and 6.10s, now we're on these 5.9s and we're doing exactly what we want to do on the wave, you just had to sit a bit further in and maybe get caught on a couple and then get the good ones. So thanks to Dane, that twin fin became very, very popular.
All right, Pottz, get ready, because I want to do another one. I want to do another one. This one is for Dane Kealoha. This one is for Glen Pang, Town and Country Surfboards, and Gavin Hasegawa. You ready?
I'll cheers to that. And I'll cheers. Before we cheers, I want to say one thing. Dane Kealoha will go down in history as the best surfer never to win a world title. That guy was the best in the world, not once but twice, and he should have won at least one world title. So, more so, here's to Dane Kealoha.
He would have been close, but
here's to Dane Kealoha.
Isn't there the Dane Kealoha? The year he probably was in contention. He didn't go to Africa because of the apartheid, right?
Well, no. Here's what happened, Pete.
No, it was the year.
Here's what happened.
Got ripped off was the year he got ripped off in Queensland at the Stubbies event. He should have won that final. Against that guy Peter Harris, right? And the local guy ended up winning, which he shouldn't have won. He should have won that. It was like corruption back then, let me tell you. And Dane should have won that event. And if he had won that event, he would have had enough points to win the title.
Yeah, and another opportunity for Dane Kealoha was the transition from the IPS to the ASP, where the North Shore events were not sanctioned by the new ASP, which was Kanga and crew, and the IPS was Fred Hemmings and crew. And Dane said, "I'm going to surf at home, bro. Like, what do you think?" And then that cost him all of those points that year, and that was a big one. So
I can relate to that. Pipes, I can relate to that because with growing up in South Africa with all that apartheid going on at the time, once I started traveling, I realized there was serious problems in that country. So I didn't want to keep going back there to facilitate the apartheid scenario. So I boycotted South Africa along with Tom Carroll, and that cost me
I remember that
the world title as well. Right? But I felt better inside, even though I didn't win a world title for a couple of years because I didn't go to South Africa. That didn't mean anything. I mean, I can see where Dane's coming from. I want to surf at home. You know, screw all this other shit. Like, you've got to make your stand somewhere, draw the line in the sand, as we say. But, you know, I kind of feel for Dane with that, but I decided not to. He kept his points and he ended up in the top 10 there. So, you know, there's both sides of the coin for that story.
Yeah, and that's another thing I want to bring up, you know, as people are watching this and we're talking about surf history, is that Pottz and Tom Carroll were about people's rights before it was in vogue, before it made a lot of news. And I even think, like, as we look back at history, we don't give enough credit for that stand that you guys made at the time, you know, with the imprisoned Nelson Mandela and apartheid in action, and you guys didn't do those events, and it's kind of got glazed over a little bit, you know. But so that is an important part of history. I'm good.
It sure is, and a lot of people wouldn't know that, you know. I mean, the kids and the people that watch surfing today, our history of our sport basically begins from Kelly Slater. You know, everything before that's kind of been forgotten. You know, the whole history books, it's like Kelly, and there's a reason for that. The guy's unbelievable, the best, hands down. No one will ever beat that guy. But there was so much shit before that, right, that formed who he actually is that we forget about. And
that history part is really important, and I think that's something we can talk more about on Shots with Pottz. But I want to talk about one other thing, because we're talking about sprays Pottz. I want to hear what's going on with Pottz Surfboards, because you got a line and the boards are out, and I've seen the boards by Matto. They're incredible. Tell us a little bit about what's going on with your board brand.
Mate, it's just it's a hobby, you know. It's a little side thing. Obviously, Matto's got his own brand that he's got to really look after and service, and Pottz is like a little. How it started was he goes, you know, I want to make you a board, and so he made me a board. I really loved it. And I said, I want to get another one. He said, well, why don't we do a Pottz model? And it was basically just going to be for me. It wasn't going to be. We weren't going to sell it. We weren't going to promote it as another brand. It was just a little fun thing that we got going, and it sort of gained a little bit of traction. Obviously, in today's climate, no one's spending money. Boards are hard to sell. Pete, I mean, retail is tough right now. I'm sure you understand that, but you know, if it comes out the other end of this, right? Well, there you go. So, I mean, we sell boards online. We don't have a retail store. We don't have any overhead. So you order the board online. You go onto the Pottz Surfboard website. Pick your size, pick your color, whatever you want, and away you go. So there's a very, very small footprint at the moment, but I love them, and it keeps me in fresh boards every year, so I'm happy.
There you go. Pottz Surfboards. Check it out. One more?
Yes, it's time. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. For Pottz Surfboards?
All right.
You should take
two
for Pottz.
I thought when that thing honks.
Yeah.
I thought when that thing honks, it's time.
All right. So, by the way, Jose.
What are you drinking?
Jose Cuervo.
Right. I'm
silver.
Look at that one.
Wow.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
That's the real deal, boys.
Well, I mean,
that's
a
tequila. Espolano Tequila Reposado, 80 proof.
And it's not easy to get good tequila in Australia, so you cracked a good bottle for us, didn't you?
Dude, that thing's like $85, $90 here in Australia.
Wow. All right, here we go. This is to Pottz Surfboards.
Nothing but the best for you guys, man. I love you both.
Ooh. Oh. All right.
Oh, I'm getting sauced.
No, you're not. You're the referee, Peter. You're keeping everything in check right now, Pete. And that's what that's your job.
I want to bring a little dessert in at the moment because we can do a little dessert together.
Oh, that would be amazing.
See, look at
I cannot wait.
This is another point that we are getting used to, because we're so used to being around each other and enjoying time on the road. Now we're getting used to this kind of like Zoom relationship, video conferencing to connect with friends, Peter. And I mean, I've been enjoying talking to you.
Why, thank you. I just literally an hour and a half ago got off of a meeting with my whole family. I had 10 members of the family on at one point in time. It's a little tough when you have 10 people trying to tell their stories.
It's almost like like a commentators meeting where everyone's talking over each other. But I had a shot coming up on our little tour family. Nick, can you put that back up? So look,
sweet. That is sweet.
You see, that's good times, you know. And I want to bring up a point, Pottz, and you can elaborate on this. Is like everyone's just like, oh, you guys are just wow, it must be the best thing in the world, and it is the best thing in the world. But people don't realize that when we rejoin, we put our heart and our soul into the broadcast. We're there at 5:30 in the morning for a 7 o'clock call. We're doing our research. And we are really, each and every one of us try our absolute best to represent surfing because it's something that's in our hearts. Right, Pottz?
Yeah, 100%, Copes. I mean, you know, there's that word work, right? And, you know, we do feel like at some stages we have the dream job, but at the end of the day, it's work. You gotta, what you put in, you get out. You've got to have experience in the game. You've got to freaking know what's going on. You've got to be a good traveler. You've got to be able to live out of a suitcase. You've got to be able to spend time away from the people you love. And for you, Kite, living in Hawaii, one of the hardest places to live because it's like it doesn't get any better than that. But you know, it's work at that, and if you treat it that way, then you're gonna get through it, right? But if you think it's this dream job where you're gonna sit around drinking cocktails, you know, with little umbrellas in it and surfing every day, I surf less when I worked for the WSL than I ever have in my whole life. You know, I think those days where everyone goes, oh my God, you guys scored in Fiji or you scored in Portugal. I'm like, yeah, they scored. We sat and watched it. You know, it's like some sort of cruel torture that we have to go through every year, but we love it. I wouldn't change it for the world. And you know, there's one day, Pete, that I remember you and I had to sit and we did maybe 10 hours straight, just you and I. When Snake and Dilla got
yes. And then look at you now, I get to do shots.
Pete, we wanted the story, Pete.
Yeah, no.
Go ahead. Finish the story. Yes, they got kicked off.
They got kicked off. Mark Warren came and said, Pete, Pottz, you guys are in. And there's no backup. So you guys are in for as long as it takes to get this event done. And we did that the rest of that afternoon, and then we did the rest of the whole day. And we had no backup. And you nailed it, Pete. I was kind of play-by-play.
You nailed it, Pottz.
Seriously, we're trying to make our sport better. We've dedicated our lives to this game.
You know what that means? This is going to be a shot for the fans. There's a shot for the fans right now. Peter, you better start helping us out, Pete, because this is.
Hey. All right. My water's almost gone, but I got it.
Hey, why don't you put some
in
there?
This is for the fans.
This is for the fans.
This is for the fans. This is for the fans.
Without the fans, the sport would be nothing. So here's to the fans, because I was one once.
Here's to the fans.
I was one with a little grommet running around getting autographs. So this is for the fans.
All right.
I remember I got my Pottz autograph.
Here we go.
The campaign that started at Santa Cruz at Steamer Lane, 1989. And it was the purple spray. I think I remember it.
It was that one, mate.
It was that one.
Had a little bit of
tearing the lane a new one.
Had a little bit of green, but let me tell you about that. That was the first time I basically went, you know, I need to work to win. I can't rely on my luck anymore because the airs at Steamer Lane did not work, right? So I stayed in Hawaii that winter, and I worked with EK, and we did sand dunes, and we did Chinese kickboxing, and I did, for the first time, I really dug in and did training. And then I went from Hawaii straight to Santa Cruz, and that was the result. It was hard work. And that was that light bulb moment of, shit, I've got to actually work for this. It's not going to just be handed to me. But Steamer Lane gave me that momentum, and it still has a very, very special place in my heart.
All right. Well, you know what, Pottz?
1989.
89, and
another shot.
All that hard work. Hard work.
Come on, I'm the ref.
Wait, Pete. I got to make a point right here, Peter. Peter.
Sorry.
All that hard work paid off in the way of that silver cup that you see over Potts' shoulder. There's very, very few people in the world that have that silver cup in their possession. And that is something that is worthy. 89.
I love it.
Okay. 89.
Hang on.
That.
Okay,
Hang on,
pour it in
shot
there.
out
There
of
you go.
this thing.
Thank you. That's it. Ref saying it. You got to see it out of there. It's got to be a double shot.
No, stop.
You told me I was the ref, kind of.
You are the ref. Okay, here we go. One more.
Commissioner Pete says that, okay, you can do it out of your glasses. That's fine.
Hey, I miss Commissioner Pete, man. I really do. I miss Commissioner Pete.
I don't. I do not miss Commissioner Pete. Commissioner Pete, right at this point in time, would have been in a lot of Zoom meetings, and I'm glad I'm not doing that. I'd much rather be doing Zoom meetings with you guys.
So, let's take this shot, Pottz.
Okay.
Take this shot.
Okay.
To your world title, 1989.
Here we go. 89. Oh my goodness! And now to the Commissioner Pete conversation. I want you to be in on this, Pottz. No, we're not going to get past this, bro. Like the truth serum is out right now. Commissioner Pete. It was a stressful job.
That was just some footage I saw right there. Did I see that?
Yeah,
yes, it is.
That is the Cold Water Classic right there, bro.
That's that day.
The hair.
And
he's got the webs on. Or is those gloves?
Oh, it's gloves, man. You know how cold it is in January in Steamer Lane?
Yeah, it can be pretty chilly.
I
love it.
That's
pretty sick. That's pretty sick.
And you know what was even more satisfying? You know what was even more satisfying than winning that event? Was beating Brad Gerlach.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like, I didn't give a shit about winning it. As long as I beat Gerlach, I don't care when it happened. That was the wave, though. That was the difference. That was the biggest wave that came through the day. And Ger had priority, and he went he went one earlier, and then that set came through. And that was, like, by far bigger than anything that came through that. See the waves Ger was getting? Like, he was surfing kiddie bowl. I was out the back, Pete.
So, hey, that is exactly why that deserved a shot with Pottz. Like,
absolutely.
This whole thing. I mean, and what an inspiration for generations. But we still got some more to go through. So let's get one more. And I don't think this is quite the end until I'm completely slurry.
Yeah, slurry.
I thought, hey, so, you remember you told Katie.
Hey, what?
I know.
Katie might come in and have one with us before we sign off.
Okay, so one more, and this is for the first episode of Shots. Watch the S's with Pottz.
Shots. Pottz.
I love it, Kine. We'll have the shot and then I'll finish.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Woo-hoo.
There it
Don't
is.
panic. Hey, this is like,
don't panic.
This is a subject right now, Pottz, I want to bring up, because there's not a more appropriate time for us to talk about don't panic. Not only is it an eyewear brand, but it is a mantra for everyone in the world right now. Don't panic.
Yes.
How ironic, right? How appropriate the timing of this whole thing. You know, we did this little photo shoot in Tokyo, and I drove around in a 1970 convertible Mercedes-Benz with a yellow suit on with the big P, Pottz man, you know, and it was basically I don't know, it's kind of like everyone needs a superhero in through this hard times, and you know, superheroes can come in many different forms, you know, fathers, mothers, brothers, sisters. It doesn't matter who you are. You're all superheroes. And I think that was kind of what we're trying to get at here. You know, my heyday's come and gone, but you still do what you can to, you know, to look after your family, your friends, all that stuff. So we're all superheroes, bro. And that's what it was getting at.
Hey, you know what?
Last shot to superheroes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's right.
And by the way, don't panic. It's a hybrid sunglass company. They're getting better and better by the day. We all need glasses sooner or later in our lives, and I mean they made by surfers for surfers, and they're a good bunch of people. They're not making a lot of money. Pete, what's your prescription? Let me know, and I'll send you a whole bunch.
Yeah.
But
yep.
You know what? Like I found working with screens and text all the time, you need you need glasses eventually, and these are kind of the best ones I've found. The scratch-resistant lenses, the frames, you can break them and put them back together. They last a long time. You don't spend a lot of money on them, so it's kind of one of those products where you're not having to keep buying them and buying them. You buy one pair and it's going to last you a while. Oh
yeah, and for all of us on computers all the time, they also filter blue light. So they filter blue light on the computers that don't panic, and that's really important right now with us spending so much screen time. Don't panic.
If you need glasses, go and check out the website, mate. There are a bunch of really freaking cool humans. I don't surround myself with idiots, you know that, Kipes.
I know.
No time for idiots.
No,
people
I know.
I work with, people I love, and I believe in the product. I think it's got legs, and I went on a boat trip with the owner of the company not that long ago in the Mentawais, and he could barely surf, and he was throwing himself over 6 to 8 foot ledge waves, and just to try and prove a point. And he's a freaking legend, and go and check it out. And you know, it's perfect. Don't panic in this time.
Don't panic. Okay, here's our last shot to Don't panic. Check it out. Here we go. Right now, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, I love it, Kaipo.
Oh.
I started off needing lemon, and now I don't lemon anymore. So there's a problem there.
It's all good.
Hey, I just want to do one thing for you guys. They say you got to ring it to win it, or win it to ring it. I'm going to do that for you right now.
Oh, this is a moment.
Yes.
I told you.
3 bells, all rang. That is genius.
There you go, boys.
Amazing, Pottz.
I freaking love
Thank
you guys. Call me
Good seeing you, my friend. Stay safe.
Whenever you want to have more shots of Pottz, let me know. If you got any issues or subjects you want to let me know.
Right on, Pottz. We love you.
Right on,
Take
Pottz.
care, brother. We'll keep in touch.
We love you too.
Shots with Pottz. I told you, big stuff coming here. And you know what? We always try to end the show with something that makes you smile, Pete. And we already did it. I mean, that really made me smile.
That made me smile too. Thanks for doing that.
And you know what?
Thanks for hooking that up.
We're going to continue doing stuff like that. We're going to do more stuff like that. But it's another point that right now, a lot of people self-quarantine and would stay inside orders. Reach out to your friends, reach out to your family, and even like friends you haven't talked to in a long time, reach out to them. And it's a really important point because doing shots with Pottz, like that made my day and then made my next day too.
It's true. And be nice. Just be nice. That'll help.
Okay. Final thoughts from you, Peter Mel, to close out episode 4 of Any Kine Live. Go ahead.
Kaipo, final thoughts are I want to do more. I want more of that, to meet with our friends, talk story, and have a good time. So that's my final words.
There you go. So you can count on more. This is episode 4, and we're already cooking up episode 5. Thank you for joining us on Any Kine Live. Aloha. Oh, by the way, wait, not aloha yet.
What?
Not aloha yet. I have to remind you, smash the thumbs up. Subscribe.
There on this side? Or that side?
Subscribe to the channel.
Hit the bell.
Hit the bell so you get notifications. Tell your friends, and you can check us on Instagram too, at Any Kine Live. We're on Instagram if you want like little small portions, but you want the whole show on YouTube, and we're working on a TikTok as well. So until next time.
Does that mean we're going to see Kaipo dance?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Count on it.